Hello. What's going on? Hello, hello. Oh, Jesus. What is going on here? Interesting. I'm going to have to check that out later. Hello. How's everybody doing? Oh, my night's fine. I didn't sleep too well last night, so I'm kind of just... I don't know. We'll see how the night's going. I tried to get my workout in today, and man, that was rough. Just couldn't get it going. Couldn't get it going. That's okay. Okay. What's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I didn't sleep really well last night, and then I don't know what happened. I got to the gym, and I was on pre-workout and everything. What's going on, Rosa? I was just kind of like at the gym. I took my pre-workout. I was like, I'm ready to go. And I was not ready to go. I wasn't ready at all. Mistakes were made. I thought I was ready. I was not. Am I snickerdoodles? Is that what I am? Snickerdoodles are my favorite cookie. That's for sure. That actually is very true. Getting ready to move across the country. I'm sorry. I've had to do that before. I've definitely had to do that before. So I know that can be rough. That can be really rough. Yeah, I've done that a few times. That can really wear you down. This is the last time. That's what I said last time too. I also said it the time before that though. So what the hell do I know? Right? I also said that the time before. So what the hell do I know? You want to get home before the Civil War? Rosa said I moved from Texas to PA by car. Yep. I moved from Vegas to Florida by car. That sucks. I did that. I've done that one. That stinks. That stinks a lot. I see y'all over there. Chino, Mystic, Shay, Ogden, Higher Power. How's everybody doing? How are my members doing over there? Shannon, how y'all doing? Where's Dave the Train Guy been? I'm not sure. I haven't seen Dave the Train Guy in a little bit. I see him post in my Discord every once in a while. So he's still around. He ain't gone. He ain't gone, I'll tell you that much. He's still kicking. He ain't gone. I was trying to. I do think Tylenol will definitely have something to say about his press conference today. I'm your favorite member, clearly, but then we know who. Sodium, you're not a member because you're not the right color on here, which means that you got gifted a sub or membership and then never renewed. So I'm definitely not your favorite member. You're not my favorite member because you aren't one. Angie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat to start the day. Big W's in the chat for Angie. So I'm still laughing about the 7 donuts from the other day. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. That was so stupid. That was funny. That was fun. That was a funny time. It was a funny time. Way back in the day. That was very funny. Y'all remember way back then when that happened? You remember way back then when it happened? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Is that what it is? It was funny. It was funny. Angie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Again, big W's in the chat for Angie. First starting out the super chats on a nice Monday evening. For a nice Monday evening. Did I see this speech say I watched part of it. That all I could watch was like, as soon as he got up on stage, it was like, pregnant women shouldn't take Tylenol. I'm like, this is literally idiocracy. We've literally descended into idiocracy. VJ, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, VJ. W's the chat for VJ, newest member. Thank you so much. Yeah, I as soon as he said that, I'm like, dude, wait, like, really, people, we're seriously sitting here listening to this? Yeah, like, that's, like, and that's the thing, too, right? And like, oh, no. Holy crap. Bro, that was some Matrix shit. Did y'all see that? That was wild. Sorry, I just, like, caught my iPad. That was wild. Yeah, but like, this isn't like a winning subject for him. You know what I'm saying? Like how is it like how is this like, how are his people like up here like, you know what your followers want? They want you to get up on stage and talk about, I'm afraid to even say it on live because I'm afraid it's gonna get flagged, and I'm not even trying to get it flagged. Like, this shit, it's crazy. Like, I can't even say what the president said on live without fear of getting flagged for freaking misinformation. I can't even repeat what he said. Isn't that crazy? Like, isn't that crazy? Like, I was getting ready to say it, and I was like, I literally do not think I can say it. No, Terry, you're saying but I'm saying other people are in my chat right now being like, what did he say? Lee, thank you. Jay Lee, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, did you listen to that train wreck public speech that had lie, and no factorization only? It was so bad. I will just say that he recommended that you don't take Tylenol if you're pregnant. Because if you do, your kids could end up on the spectrum. The president of the United States said that in no uncertain terms, like, in a very direct manner. On live television, with people watching. Like, he knew the cameras were there. Thank you so much, Jay Lee. I really appreciate that. Like, bro, there's no way. There's no way. Like, there's no way, as like a real human being on this earth, you can hear that and go, that guy's sane. There's no way you can look at that guy and go, that guy doesn't is in his right mind. There's no way. Watch the speech, dude. He fumbles over the whole thing. He fumbles over the whole thing. Thank you, Blinded. Fumbles over the whole thing. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Dude, if you have not watched, and like, for people like on the left who already know like Trump is out of his mind, like, don't watch it. You'll literally get an aneurysm. Okay. But for you all that still support Trump, go watch that speech today. Go watch that speech. And then please explain to me how you think that person is somehow capable of being president. Like, I watched it for like a while. Like, longer than and the only reason I watched it for as long as I did is because I was on the elliptical and it was on the TV. Because I didn't want to be watching it anymore. I want to be very clear. I wanted it to go away. But it was bad. Like, it was so bad. Jay Lee, thank you so much for the second $10 super chat. Big W's in the chat for Jay Lee for the second $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Said best way to save money on insurance is fund public health and not private for-profit insurance companies. 100%. But then, how would all of these private insurance companies pay MAGA Mike Johnson to say the opposite? Did you ever think of that? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't think of that, did you, Jay Lee? Huh? How else are politicians supposed to be, like, funded by big pharma and big insurance if we take that away from them? See? Oh my goodness. That was the crazy babbling of a not sane person. Thank you so much, Jay Lee. That was the crazy babbling of a not sane person. Wild, dude. Wild. Anyways, y'all, as you guys are coming in, please make sure you guys are coming up and saying something in the chat. Go ahead and get that chat rate nice and high. Really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. We are going to start with a caller soon. And so we can get this thing moving. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you turn those notifications so you know when I go live, especially when I go live early like I did today. Because I had the ability to. That's pretty much it. Let's see what's going on over in this land. Oh yeah, Kimmel's back. I guess when everybody starts mass canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions, then their stock price figured it out pretty quick. Their stockholders figured it out really quick. I guess this is an example of stop going go broke. I'm pretty sure. I guess that's what that's an example of. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Hello?
Hello. What's up?
I don't know what's up. You called. Hello?
It's Paul.
Huh?
I just called to say fuck Donald Trump.
All right, fair enough.
All right, bye.
How am I supposed to know what's up? You called me, man. You're supposed to tell me what's up. All right, y'all. What is going on here? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
All right. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Anyways, Greg, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate this. Says, hey man, hope you're having a good stream. Is there any advice you could give to someone? You could give for someone new to diving into politics? Yes. Do lots of research and learn how to research and how to find correct data and things to research. That's what I would suggest. Learn how to research and then do lots of research. Learn how to tell a good source from a bad source. Hello, how are you? All right, and you're not there. All right, I guess I'll move over and take a TikTok guess. Apparently, everybody just wants to call on the phone line and just breathe into the microphone. I don't know. I guess we'll try over here. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. So what do you think about Donald Trump's rambling, senile, freaking blabbering today?
Well, that was a lot of negative adjectives. Why do you hate Trump supporters so much?
Because they were negative. Did you not hear my question?
Well, I just want to know, why do you hate Trump supporters so much?
Why do I hate Trump supporters so much? Who said I hated Trump supporters?
Yeah. Why?
I said, who said I hated Trump supporters? I didn't say that.
Well, I've been listening to you. You have nothing
I actually haven't
kind to
talked
say
about Trump supporters at all today. I talked about Trump today.
I've watched many of your lives.
Awesome. So what did I say negatively about Trump supporters?
You have a negative, condescending tone about you, and then you say oh, rambling.
Well, of course I have a negative, condescending tone, but I have a negative, condescending tone about everybody. What I asked you was what I said negatively about Trump supporters. Sir, if you can't give me an example, sir, last chance. If you can't give me an example.
You're being rude about him not being able to pronounce acetaminophen, but then he...
All right. Well, I tried to ask you 3 times. You wouldn't let me go. Yeah, I guess his fifis are all hurt. We'll just move on to the next person. Not a big deal. Starting it off a little slow, but you know. Hello? All right. What is going on? Do we not have... I guess we're having a hard time getting... All right, I guess I'll go back to the phone lines. I tried both ways. Let's see if we can get this thing moving. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I'm 20, about to be 21. Yeah, I don't like Trump either. But I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts on his autism announcement?
Yeah, I just got done talking about that, like the whole first part of the live. But to give it a whole thing, one, if you can look at that and not think that that is the ramblings of a crazy person, then I don't know what to tell you.
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I've been nonstop just following this course for the last 3, since Charlie Kirk, the whole thing, and it just keeps getting worse. And then the other day,
every once in a while, I'm like, he can't surprise me anymore. And then today's announcement came, and I was like, oh, he can. That's pretty impressive. So
yeah, I mean, I have nothing more to add, but definitely subscribing. I'll stay tuned.
All right, man. Cool. Have a good one.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. Open up these phone lines and see if we can get some actual Trump supporters in here. One that's not like a super whiny guy like that first guy. That was really weird. Jay Lee said, "Thank you so much for the $10 super chat again, Jay Lee. Thank you so much." Said, "Big reason we're getting pushed back on vaccines is a simple fact that insurance companies for profit don't want to fund vaccines, so they want to do a whole study to prove vaccines are bad." Exactly, because they absolutely don't want to fund stuff. Because again, these politicians are in the pockets. Or there are farmers in the pockets of our politicians, and that is the problem. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 27.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I think he was the better option of the two in the last election.
Well, I didn't ask you about the last election. I asked, do you still support him?
I guess not, no, but I mean, regardless, I'd still say I'd vote for him over Kamala.
I didn't ask whether you'd vote for him over Kamala.
Okay, then I guess I would vote again for him tomorrow, so yes.
You'd vote for him
I'd be
again
still
tomorrow? Who said
supporting.
he'd be running against Kamala Harris tomorrow?
Well,
So
he was asking
you'd
if I
vote for
support
him and you don't
that's a
even
pretty
know who
vague
he'd
word
be.
and a
You'd
pretty
vote for him?
generic word, so I'm telling you how I support him.
No, you're not. You're just telling me about shit that's a year ago.
No, like I said, if there were to be an election tomorrow, I'd still vote for him.
You don't even know who he'd be running against.
If it was the same exact candidate,
Why would it be the same exact candidate? That would be stupid.
It'd be, well, then why are you asking who would run against him? Because it'd be stupid if it was the same exact candidate.
Exactly. That leaves the other 365 million people in the United States that could be running against him.
Okay. Like my analogy says, you don't got to get all some semantics with my analogy. If it was the same election that happened in November happened tomorrow, I would not change.
Yeah, that's just using a lot of words to say I like Donald Trump more than Kamala Harris, which again is not the question.
No, I don't support Donald Trump.
You don't support Donald Trump. Then what the fuck are we even talking about? All right, he's gone. you don't support him. Perfect. Thank you. Why are you guys spend all that time to tell me that you don't support him? That's wild, dude. Just say you don't support him. That's fine. It's okay. That was weird. That was really weird. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I just wanted to ask, why do you support Gavin Newsom?
I didn't say I did support Gavin Newsom.
So who's going to be running in the next election?
Oh, well, it's fucking 3 years from now. How the hell would I know?
Okay, but isn't it most likely that Gavin Newsom is going to be running?
I don't know, Miss Cleo. I don't have a crystal ball. Do you?
I'm pretty sure he is because he is the most, like, I don't know. He's probably like the face of the Democratic Party right now, so I don't see any other person that would
Right
probably
now,
run
but the
instead of him.
election is not right now. The election is in 3 years, and a lot of things can change in 3 years.
Okay, so if the election was between Gavin Newsom and JD Vance, who would you vote for?
Right now, I don't know
Why?
because they haven't ran.
Okay, but can you
Sir,
tell
sir,
by
sir,
their
sir,
actions?
sir. What
Yeah.
you're doing is you're trying to create like a hypothetical in which the election was happening right now. The problem is, okay, is that in an election, there's a campaign. We get to find out people's full proposals for what they would do in the federal government. And since I don't have full proposals for JD Vance, and I also don't have full proposals for Gavin Newsom, I have no ability to correctly analyze the two on who would be a better president. So I can't make a decision on that. Okay. See, the problem with your hypothetical is you just go, oh, this guy versus that guy. I like this guy. I don't like that guy, whatever. Okay. And I'm a lot more nuanced.
No,
in
I
the
never
way that
said
I
liked
actually
one or
like,
the I
you know,
never
vote
said
for
I
somebody.
liked one or the other. I just wanted your opinion on who would you vote for between the two.
Okay. And again, I would need to have a campaign ran in which proposals were released so I could see who was the better candidate.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Let's put a little nuance into it, huh? Hello, how are you?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great. How old are you?
40.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
100%.
Awesome. So what did you think about his senile rambling today about Tylenol?
Well, why don't we talk about what Trump's accomplished for
No,
you?
let's not talk about that. And how about
Oh,
you
so
answer my question?
you don't want to. Why do you want to talk about Tylenol, brother? Come on.
Why did
man.
Donald
That's a
Trump want to talk
ridiculous
about? Why did Donald Trump
I
want to
want to
talk
talk about
Tylenol?
the economy.
I don't care what you want to talk
policies.
about.
Yeah, because
If you want to go talk about want to go talk about the economy and foreign policy, then go start your own live.
You want to talk about Tylenol, and I want to educate
The Donald
your
Trump
watchers
hey,
what he accomplished in
shh, little guy. Donald Trump decided to talk about Tylenol, so now we're talking about Tylenol. Okay? If Donald Trump had chose today, instead of talking about Tylenol, to talk about foreign policy, then today we'd be talking about foreign policy.
I think it
but
makes
he
more
didn't
sense
choose to
to
talk
about that he had
You're
the
right. It
lowest
would have
unemployment
made
rate in
you're
50
right. It would have made more sense for Donald Trump to talk about his unemployment rate more than talking about Tylenol, but that's not what he did. Today he talked about Tylenol, so today we're talking about Tylenol. If you'd like to come back another day when he's talking about his unemployment rate,
club, dude. You're part of the drama club.
Okay, so last chance. Do you want to talk about his speech
part of the
today?
drama club, and you'll kick me.
Do you want to talk about Donald Trump's speech today or no?
Kick me because you can't.
Last chance. Do you want to talk about his speech or no?
I didn't watch his speech about Tylenol today
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we don't have too much to talk about, huh?
because I'm debating people like you. I'd rather.
All right, Greg, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Said, hey, I had another question. Is there a good way to tell what's a good source and a bad source when it comes to researching? 100%. There's lots of different ways. First of all, is recognizing the difference between a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary source. Okay, understanding that sources need to be backed by data. Okay, and being able to cross-check that data against other sources that are also properly researched. All right. If there's just one source that says something and every other piece of data says something against that, then it's not a good idea. All right. But that's one way. That's just a tiny little instance into, into how we research. But thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Thanks for asking. I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Can I say one thing before we get straight to that? Possibly.
Well, I mean, no, but I'll let you say one thing right after that.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Then yes, go ahead.
Right. So thank you. Cool. So I just thought it was kind of funny. A couple calls ago, somebody wanted to talk about something that wasn't your prompt on the screen, that wasn't why they still support Trump. They wanted to make a different point. And you kind of shut it down like, well, that's not what we're talking about. And the next guy that called you, when he said he did want to talk about that specifically, you sidetracked him to talk about Tylenol. I just want to let you know, I don't actually support Trump, but I think people are smart enough to tell that you're very divisive.
See, hold on, sir. You do realize.
How are you going to tell one person that you want them to talk about that, and then
easily? Would you like me to explain it to you?
You refuse to talk about it.
Would you like me to explain that to you?
Tylenol. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Ryan has been on every single creator's live all day long, and I could see who it was because he's on the screen. Ryan has no intention whatsoever of having a good faith debate with anyone. Okay.
So
hold on, sir. I already knew that I wasn't going to have a conversation with Ryan before Ryan got on the live.
Cool.
Okay. Before he even got up here, I knew I was dropping him, which is why I say, hey, maybe hear the whole story before you come out attacking me on something, huh?
Sure. So from someone who just joins perspective, it sounded like, because he was saying like, oh, let's talk about policy, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And you just went into the Tylenol. I didn't understand that context, so I just thought you were being a prick. You should probably be careful.
No, I was being a prick.
I just joins. Yeah.
No, I was being a prick because Ryan's a prick.
No, that makes sense. See, I get that now.
See? But if anybody else would like to come up and talk about the economy or Donald Trump's unemployment rate, I would love to.
Sure. Yeah, so it was funny because it sounded like that's what he was trying to do, and then you started interrupting him talking about Tylenol, which was weird.
You didn't hear at the end when I said when I asked him about Donald Trump's speech, and he said, "I didn't listen to Donald Trump's speech because I've been sitting on here debating."
It happened today, right?
Hold on. He said, "No, hold on." He said, "I haven't watched the speech because I have been sitting on TikTok debating creators like you all day."
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that part
that's
because
what
I
he
just
said
went and
at
I
the
was
end.
spamming trying to call you after I
Yeah.
heard the original
Yeah,
thing.
I'm here to
No,
have
that's pretty
conversations with
understandable.
people. I'm here to have conversations with
Cool.
people. I'm not here to talk with people like Ryan. But anyways,
I will
I'm going to
say,
move on so I can actually get a good conversation going. And
okay,
I hope
so
you have a
one
good day.
last, you are not here to have conversations with people. You're
With
talking
you?
over
No,
people
because
like
because you
crazy.
said you don't support Trump. And this live
Yeah,
is for
because
people
you
who
weren't going
support
to even
Trump.
listen to me. Okay, I do.
Okay, cool. Then do it someplace else. Anyways, we're going to move on to somebody who actually supports Trump, and we're going to keep this thing going. Thank you guys so much. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, of course I do.
Awesome. So what do you think about Donald Trump's speech today, just out of curiosity?
I mean, his speech today, I don't think it was that great. I think the acetaminophen thing was pretty embarrassing for him.
That's good. But you
Yeah.
still support him anyway, even though he's rambling like a senile old man?
I mean, did you support Joe Biden?
Not when he was rambling like a senile old man.
So did you vote for him though?
When I voted for him, he wasn't rambling like a senile old man.
He was rambling like an old man the whole time.
I mean, like an old man, but not like a senile old man.
Yeah, like.
Well, yeah, sir. Do you think Joe Biden Joe Biden wasn't near my first choice for president? You understand that, right? I just had a choice between two. I just had a choice between two old men, and I chose one of the old men. Okay.
Yeah, and I had a choice between an old man or a middle-aged woman who was an alcoholic, and I chose.
Yeah, she's definitely. I'm sorry. Where did you get that she was an alcoholic from?
Did you watch her speeches? Have you ever been?
Yes, I watched all of her speeches. Where did you get she's an alcoholic from?
Oh, she's drunk the whole time. She was literally drunk the whole
gotcha.
time.
Yeah, you're doing great. Do you have any actual piece of proof besides, I don't know, you don't like the way she talked?
Honestly, not particularly. No, I didn't ever like breathalyze her or anything.
Oh,
So-
gotcha. So you just like spreading just random shit that you have absolutely no proof of because you think, I don't know, that helps your thing. You had the choice between a very educated black woman, okay, who did not ramble like a senile old man, or a senile old man. You chose the senile old man, and now you're apparently not happy with what that gives you.
I'm not happy with what he's doing. I'm not thrilled.
But you do admit he's a senile old man.
Office, honestly.
But you do admit he's rambling like a senile old man.
No, not particularly. I just think that he's like kind of just like a lot of presidents have been like I don't know. I think you're kind of tweaking on that one. I wanted to talk about immigration though.
Oh, sir, this isn't the only time he's rambled like a senile old man. That's just the most recent one. He does it pretty much every like few days. And honestly, if you follow his Truth Social, he does it every fucking day.
He doesn't write his Truth Social posts. He doesn't
write that? Because that's even scarier if somebody else is. Also, he says that he does.
His team who just puts on the Trump character.
Gotcha. Well, he says he does. Or is he just not capable of writing his own Truth Social posts?
I think he's probably just lying about that. I think he just doesn't have time because he's a president. You know,
he has plenty of time. He's literally taken more vacations than any president in the history of the country. He has nothing.
So
he has
how do you feel
nothing
about
but time.
I'm not up here just to talk about if Donald Trump's an old man or not, and why I voted for him. Why I voted for him?
Let me ask you a question. How does immigration affect you?
How does it affect me? I live on Cape Cod. A lot of them got sent here.
Okay.
Actually,
and how does that affect
they
you?
all got sent to? How does that affect me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? How does you know how many job opportunities were taken? I'm a 19-year-old, so they take a lot of the lower level jobs. So actually, specifically, my job opportunities were taken oftentimes.
Don't discount yourself, sir. There's freaking plenty of jobs for lower level people like yourself. Okay, but if you actually look at it,
what do you mean low? No, I'm saying
you're the one who said lower level. I was
commonly
just
don't
repeating
get
it.
high careers.
Yes,
usually
you were the one saying that. So anyway, sir, how does
like
how are immigrants
lawyer,
taking?
Bro, I'm a 19-year-old.
Sir, I didn't ask you to be a lawyer. You're the one who said low level, not me. I was just repeating it back to you. I actually don't think you should count yourself that short, to be completely honest with you. But anyways, regardless, sir, if you want to go and get an agricultural job like picking fruit or get a construction job, there's still tons of those that are open in the United States.
I don't know. I think that it's better for our country if we didn't have people who broke the law to get in here, and then a lot of the times do break the law to get in here. Like, they don't offer much of a benefit to our country.
They actually offer a huge benefit to our country. That's why I'm asking how it's negatively affecting you. Because if you actually look at the job market at the end of the Biden administration was actually very strong. We had a very low unemployment rate. We had jobs being. Hold on, sir. No, sir. I'm going to finish my sentence here, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually had a very low unemployment rate. And while we did have a lot of migration that happened in the Biden administration, probably too much if you ask me, right? While we did have that issue, the unemployment rate was actually quite low. The job creation numbers were very high. Manufacturing jobs were very high. Freaking companies were coming back at a very high rate to the United States, right? So I'm asking you how it affected you.
I told you how it affected me.
Well, no, you didn't. You just
the
said
job opportunities that I, as a 19-year-old, am most likely to acquire have been mostly taken up by the illegal immigrants who were sent to my state.
Like what?
Like what? Fast food worker, just restaurant worker in general.
Oh, gotcha. So your problem is with legal migrants.
No.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, the migrants that were sent to Cape Cod were legal migrants. Okay.
No, they weren't. What?
Yes, they were. They
what?
they were asylum seekers, and they were sent there by Ron DeSantis. You didn't know that? It's on his website.
I do know that.
So you do know that they're legal migrants?
They were.
Sir, I'm sorry. Ron DeSantis, again, the person that sent them there, said that they were legal migrants.
No, he said they were asylum seekers. That's different.
Asylum seeking is legal.
No.
8 U.S. Code 1158. Asylum seeking is legal.
Oh, so you're a lawyer now, huh?
No, but I can read.
Lucky you.
That's probably why you're having such a hard time getting that job, man. You got to learn to read first.
But illegal immigrants can't read and they get my job.
Then you're probably not real good at your job.
I'm really good at the job.
Yeah. If you're having your job taken by somebody who, an undocumented migrant who A, can't get hired by a legal company, and B, can't read, then I'm sorry, you're just probably not real good at your job.
State, until the Trump administration, it was very easy for them to get hired, especially in Boston and whatnot. A lot of the stuff that is required to get jobs isn't barred by citizenship proof under my state's laws.
Yeah, of course not, sir. Almost no state has citizenship laws for working.
That's what I'm saying. So how is it illegal if an illegal immigrant works at a company?
Again, sir, you're saying that U.S. citizen. You do realize there's a big difference between U.S. citizen and undocumented migrant, right?
Okay, undocumented migrants have been taking the jobs in my area.
Well, again, sir, like I said, the migrants that were sent to you were asylum seekers who are legal.
Okay, what about all the other ones that have made their way here?
Made their way there? How'd they make their way there?
You
just said the ones that were. You just said the ones that
walking, swimming, running.
You think that they're swimming from the southern border to Cape Cod?
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
That would take a while, but I think it's happened once or twice.
Yeah, that would take a real long while. Yeah,
maybe once or twice. You can't discount it as if it's never happened. You don't know that.
Yeah, you said it might have happened once or twice. So you're saying one person took your jobs? Did you only have one job you were eligible for? And that one guy, honestly, to be completely honest with you, sir, to be like straight up with you, if the one guy who swam from the southern border to Cape Cod took your job, then honestly, you didn't deserve your job. He's a much better person than you. He is a much better worker than you.
Yeah. That is a good point. He doesn't deserve the job.
You definitely don't deserve that. Whatever job that guy gets, he deserved it. Okay?
Yeah, no, I'm actually not going to argue that logic. I think we should give that guy a green card. Free of charge. Gold card, free of charge. How about that? Do you like the gold cards? I love that idea.
Why?
Stimulates the economy, dude. And you don't want Russian nationals having citizenship.
How does it stimulate the economy?
It's very expensive, and if they buy it, it gives us money to our government, and that stimulates the government money.
Stimulating the government money. Sweet. How does stimulating the government money stimulate our economy?
Lowers the debt, lowers the national debt, and that is a beneficial thing.
Not when we're at record high spending.
The Big Beautiful Bill cut spending.
It did not.
The liberal media just wants you to think that it didn't.
Again, sir, you should work on that reading thing.
I did read. I read the whole entire thing. It was actually really long and pretty hard.
How long was it?
And, very long. I forget. What do you want me to tell you how many pages it was?
Yes.
How many characters it was? I don't know. I don't
Pages
remember.
would be fine.
I don't know, bro. I don't remember. I read
Give me a
though,
guesstimate.
and
Put it in the realm.
Guesstimate in the realm, like a lot.
Like a lot is not a realm.
That is a realm. I made it a realm. I'm the
Sir,
realm
I think
creator and destroyer.
4 pages might be a lot for you.
4 pages is not that much for me. I can read.
Not that much, but it's getting close, right?
I can read more than an illegal immigrant.
Yet they still took your job, which you didn't deserve.
I did deserve the job more than him. I was born here. if he
This is the
swim,
U.S.
right?
This is the U.S. education system at work, y'all. By the way, this is the U.S.
I'm
education
actually
system
in
at
the
work.
#1 state for education, I believe, or it's top 5. So it's #1. All right, I'm in the #1 state for education, so I don't want to hear it. I'm actually probably
Well, you know what? No Child Left Behind kind of hurt a bunch of people. All right. Anyways, I'm going to move on to somebody who actually has enough intelligence to talk to me.
Hold on. Don't move on.
All right. We're going to move on to the next person. Thank you guys so much for being here. Trevor, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Kurt complains about DEI, but he overlooks Trump Jr. getting into nepotism. Dude, Donald Trump's entire cabinet is DEI. What's going on, Frenzy? Trump's entire cabinet is DUI. It is wild. DUI. Yeah, that's just Hegseth. Sorry. DEI. Holy shit. That's just the DUI part's just Hegseth. The rest of that was a fun Freudian slip. Thank you so much, Trevor, for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. I already answered that one. B Payne says Kamala's mother had wine and a set of Metafin when she was pregnant with her. You guys really got to get better at your jokes. It's very strange. Thanks for the $5 though. Taurus, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Big W in the chat for the 5 gifted from Taurus. If you received one of those memberships, make sure you send an extra W over there to Taurus. That is absolutely huge. Thank you so much, Taurus. I really, really appreciate you. We're at already 6 new members today. Let's see if we can get that up to 10 before we're done today. That'd be awesome. And Jay Lee, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, I'm extremely dyslexic and they're making people can't read well. They're just reaching. United States education system is failing. How many people? I think at this point, the United States education system is failing all of us, from me having to even listen to that last person. Personally. Thank you so much, Jay Lee. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines, keep this thing going. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate y'all. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you decided to spend it with me. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, if you'd like to support us, you've seen super chats are open for in between calls. Members are open. I still got that Coral Live gift goal, which I've done almost nothing with. Also, I do have my pay links in my bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So if you'd like to support that way, I really appreciate you also. Hello, how are you?
Support the channel, support the conversation. Hey, Poli-Sci, I've been listening for about 7-8 months now. We had a conversation one time about corporate taxes, and essentially I've looked back at the recordings you had on your channel. I asked for a simple breakdown of corporate taxes, and you initially asked, why did I vote for Trump? And it was because he was going to lower corporate taxes. When you raise corporate taxes, and this is your words, what happens when you lower corporate taxes, the money sits at the top and doesn't move. Companies use these tax cuts for buybacks and bonuses for CEOs. When corporate taxes are raised, they use that tax cut for the middle class, subsidies, middle class, social safety. Then they put the money back, puts more money on the middle class pocket, and the middle class has more money to spend. They have more money to spend on the business, then the company makes more jobs, then the money is taxed back into the class. So from this definition, what I'm understanding is you wanted to give the government more money so that they could disperse it out throughout the classes. But the conversation with the last caller showed that you were against those corporate taxes, and that people shouldn't be giving them money because it gives the government more money, which then has more ownership over the, system in general. So I'm curious, what is your response to all this?
Okay, well, first of all, you didn't exactly get my stance right, but what did I say with the last caller that says I encourage lower corporate tax rates?
It wasn't about tax rates specifically. It was about not funding the federal government.
About not. Oh, you think because I said that I don't like gold cards that we shouldn't fund the federal government? Sir, what I said was is that we would actually. The reason I said the funding the gold cards thing was because he said it would lower our national debt, and we're not lowering our national debt even though we're selling gold cards. That has nothing to do with the raising or lowering of corporate tax rates.
I guess I'm still confused on what thought process is. I'm just trying to simply understand. And
yeah, corporate gold, like freaking gold cards for immigration do not help to stimulate the economy.
Yeah, and I realize immigration is definitely the hot topic for today. And if you want to stay on that,
no, I'm not talking about immigration, sir. I was just talking about the selling of the gold cards. You're making a difference between money stagnating at the top of corporations and not being there to stimulate the economy, as opposed to money that does not exist within our economy somehow being put into our economy by the sale of, what is it, $100,000 or a $5 million gold card or whatever it costs, right? That money is going directly to support the Trump administration. It is not money that's being put directly into our economy. So those two things have nothing to do with each other.
Understood. Okay. It's just, government works and they're running with money, and I see the numbers, right? And so I'm just trying to make a sense of the world a little bit. I'm a bit on the younger side and still learning from your channel, different opinions, and I like to make sure everyone has an open mind and realize that Jesus Christ did die for your sins.
Hail Satan. All right. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Love your channel. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot, man. Bye. All right. We're going to keep this thing moving. I really appreciate y'all. That was kind of a... Sorry, it just took me a second to catch up to what he was saying. I knew there was something there, but...
Hello?
Corey, thank you so much for becoming a super fan on TikTok. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. How old are you?
42.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
Why do you not support Trump?
Because I don't support bad presidents.
What makes him a bad president in your eyes?
He does nothing good that helps the middle and lower classes whatsoever.
I think he provides a lot more jobs. I mean, in your eyes, I can see how he wouldn't be a good president.
Yeah, but he doesn't provide more jobs. That's the problem.
He does.
No, he created about 4 million less jobs if you take out the COVID jobs from Biden in his first term, and manufacturing jobs are down right now. We had negative job growth for the first time since COVID, and our unemployment rate is the highest it's been in 4 years.
You said Biden. You didn't say Trump.
Okay, those are all Trump numbers.
You just said Biden.
Okay.
Dumbass.
Okay.
How stupid can you be?
Okay.
Bye. Nigger.
All right, we're going to move on to the next call. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Why is this not loading up right now? Sorry, I'm trying to get into something on my phone real quick. It's not loading up. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
No, I mean, you just said, why do you support him? I think that I will say that I don't agree with a lot of, or some of what he says. I think that the way that he phrases certain things can be portrayed as, negative. Like, for example, yesterday at Charlie Kirk's funeral, the fact that he's saying, lunatic, liberals, I don't agree with that. I just think that's, bad taste. But I do believe overall he's doing good things in this country.
Like what?
like ending the wars. I think the
What wars?
the 6 or 7 wars that he stopped.
Yeah, let's
or at
talk
least
about
had
those.
the
What wars did he
ceasefire.
stop?
The well, the one that he should have stopped was Ukraine and Russia. But
Well, he didn't stop that one. That's the one he said he was going to stop within 24 hours of him becoming president-elect, and then within 24 hours of him becoming president, and then in 2 weeks, and then in a month, and then 2 weeks after that. And then here we are still later. And actually, not only is the war stopped, but it's actually escalated. There's actually more Ukrainian deaths now than the highest Ukrainian deaths now since the beginning of the escalation of the war 2 years ago.
No, I agree with that. I think that's something that should be like top of mind. Like I thought that it would be over. I mean, he did say when he was in the debates, like I'll end it in 2 weeks, like, or I'll end it before I become president. So I think that was like misleading. I felt like a lot of people probably voted for him on that, and also the immigration. Like I shouldn't say immigration, but illegal immigration.
Yeah, but let's stick on the wars. What wars did he stop?
Yeah, the Rwanda and the the Congo.
Still fighting.
Like,
people still dying to this day.
How many people are still dying to this day?
Tons of them. Literally. Like the war like barely slowed. They took like a day or two break, I think.
Okay, so they're still going on. Those wars are still going on.
Yeah, he didn't stop a damn thing. Yeah. What else?
The Israel and Iran, there was like the conflict. I mean, Israel is still sending the rockets, which I don't agree with. That.
So the war that only started under his presidency, that he had prior knowledge of before he started and allowed Netanyahu to start to begin with.
I mean, if you look back at history, like you can see that the Pakistan or like the Iran, they were like sending in the rockets. If you look back at history, like it's always proven that like the Pakistans have always, like Pakistanians have always initiated the war. The only time that it hasn't was under this administration.
Israel didn't attack Pakistan, right?
What's that?
Israel didn't attack Pakistan.
Who did they attack?
That would be India and Pakistan were fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and the prime minister of India specifically came out and said Donald Trump had nothing to do with the ending of this war.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, you bring up a good point because like it's a lot of media, and I try to do my best in terms of like seeing both sides. It is interesting, like why like media would push things that just aren't true. You know,
because
what I mean?
Donald Trump says things that just aren't true.
Okay. Well, I mean, if those things are happening and you're saying they're happening, and obviously you've done your research, I can't disagree with that. But the one thing that he did do is like the immigration. I mean, definitely, like, there's like no one crossing the border right now.
Yeah, that's not
like,
a
it's at
good
a
thing.
record low. Illegal immigration.
Sir, there's nothing that Donald Trump is really doing except for passing the bill, parts of a bill that Biden tried to pass and Donald Trump stopped him from doing 2 years ago.
Okay, but there were like millions of people that were illegal immigrants that were coming into this country that's not happening anymore.
Correct. And the reason why it was happening was because the Biden administration tried to pass an immigration bill and Donald Trump called the Senate and told them not to pass it.
And why would they listen to him if that was true?
Why they would listen to him, I have no fucking clue, but they did. And they came out on television and said they did.
What year did that happen?
2023.
And so how long was Biden in office before that happened?
Well, sorry, you forgot. I'm sorry. If you want to talk about all the bills, he put an immigration bill on the floor 6 days after becoming president. And the Republicans blocked it. Then they put another one up about 2 years in, which the Republicans blocked again. Then we got to the bill that Donald Trump blocked that was actually written by a Republican. Then there was another bill after that, actually, which was a standalone bill, which is the same bill as the one in 2023 that was then separated and put back on the floor, and the Republicans blocked it again because Donald Trump told them to.
Okay, but all that happens and they're still not illegal immigrants coming into this
Sir,
country.
we don't know how many.
Whereas
We don't know if
previously,
we don't know if there's illegal immigrants coming into this country. We have no way of knowing that. We won't know that for another year and a half.
I mean, there's reports coming out.
No, there's reports that are just saying that they stopped border crossings. Okay, and that's what all that's saying is people that are coming up to the border and willingly like coming up to Border Patrol and being like, "Hey, I'm here to seek asylum" and stuff like. They just stopped that. Okay. You know what? You know how many people are allowed to seek asylum in this country right now?
How many?
0. 0. Those are legal migrants, sir. About 2.6 million under the Biden administration were able to seek asylum for fear of persecution and other violent threats. All right. But under the Trump administration, 0 are.
Okay. And that if that's true, then I don't agree with that. Like, I feel like legal immigration should be allowed.
Donald Trump is not only stopping them from coming here legally, he's ripping legal status away from people that are here already legally just so he could deport them. He's going after people. He's using the IRS in order to track down people that are working legally in this country to try to deport them. He's going to immigration courts, people who are in the legal system trying to do things the right way. He's going after them to deport them. He's going after people with student visas. He's threatened to denaturalize American citizens.
I mean, but you can't discredit that there were illegal immigrants that were coming into this country and killing people. I mean, like, if you look at what Trump came into the election saying that he was going to do was, one, stop the Ukraine-Russia war. Like, I would say, like, the big things, right? There were like 2 big things. That, which obviously he hasn't done that yet, which is unfortunate. And then 2, stop the illegal immigration. I hear what you're saying in terms of.
Cool. So let me ask you this question. Let's make this real easy. Donald Trump has stopped all these undocumented immigrants from coming in the country, right? According to you, or all the legal, illegal. He stopped all the immigrants. How is your life better now? Unemployment's higher. Your grocery prices are higher. There are less job creation. We're losing jobs. We're losing companies in the United States. Okay, we're closer to World War III than we have ever fucking been. We are losing freaking our allies. All right, we are ponying up to freaking dictators in their fucking countries, while Donald Trump freaking tries to pull a fucking Reichstag fire and turn like the country into fascism. What, like, soybean farmers have completely lost their fucking farms. Millions of small businesses are being put out of fucking work right now because of the tariffs against China. How are stopping these migrants making your life any better?
Well, I think it's one of those things where, like you said, you mentioned tariffs. Like, I think that the tariffs can be a good thing long term. I think that when overused, which you can argue it potentially is right now being overused, just the way that he's like politicized it. But I think in general, and I think like long term, the tariffs can be a good thing because, yes, the job market, the unemployment is lower than what it was by like 0.2%. when Biden was in office, so I can't disagree with you on that. But I do feel like,
sir, you're no offense, you're saying a lot of words to say your life isn't any better.
With the illegal immigrants, there's not gonna, like, there's illegal immigrants that are coming here and killing people. So in that regard,
there's still undocumented immigrants that are here and killing people, and there was undocumented immigrants before Biden that were here and killing people.
Exactly, and that's what.
So
I mean, that's what he says that he's.
So Donald Trump's policies have done nothing.
It's not going to happen overnight. That's the problem. Like, it's not going to happen overnight where he's going to stop killing. Like, people are going to stop killing people. Like, it's happening. Sir, every day.
You are 30 times more likely per capita to have a violent crime committed against you by an American citizen than you are an undocumented immigrant.
I believe that, but at the same time, it's like one additional death is a horrible thing that's happening.
Sir, maybe I should put this in different words. If we brought over only undocumented immigrants and got rid of American citizens, crime would reduce by 30 times.
I'm not sure how that would correlate.
You literally using undocumented immigrants on a crime statistic when under the Biden administration, crime was down across the board in the United States. Okay, even with all of those undocumented immigrants, crime was significantly down in the United States, especially violent crime, significantly down in this country. Okay, so crime was down. Undocumented immigrants commit less crime per capita than U.S. citizens do. So literally by getting rid of undocumented immigrants, you don't in any way reduce the amount of crime at all. What you're actually doing is actually creating a scenario where you have more people that are now not allowed to work, even though they were legally not allowed to go to school like they were legally. So now you're actually creating the situation which actually creates more crime. Because crime is a direct correlation to poverty, and now you're creating poverty.
I don't know. I feel like, in my mind, what I'm seeing, just like at an outside perspective, it seems like a lot of the crime that we're seeing right now is based on politics. In terms of, no, I'm not talking about illegal immigrants anymore. I'm talking about the crime that's happening with the United States citizens. It seems like what's being said on both sides negatively towards the other side is just like making people get to a tipping point where they just feel like they have to let their anger out in a way that translates to killing.
Sir, I'm talking about violent crime across the entire United States. You're talking about one killing.
It's not one killing though.
Oh, how many are there?
I mean, look at the school shootings, look at all these killings. It's not just one killing.
Yeah, there's tons of killing. How are school shootings politically motivated?
I mean, if you look at that's a whole separate conversation because what's involved with that.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. How many school shootings have happened from undocumented immigrants?
Most school shootings happen from people that actually attended that school, so probably not many.
Oh, it's literally zero. Yeah, they're overwhelmingly just white males, U.S. citizens.
Okay, but what are those white males identify as?
Sir, I don't care if they identify as whatever the fuck. Most of them are fucking straight white males. The overwhelming majority of mass shootings in the United States happen from straight white males. The overwhelming majority.
The last, 6 or 7 identify as non-binary, transgender.
Who?
The last 6.
Last 6 or 7. So the Gun Violence Center shows that over the last, I don't think it's 10 years or something like that, there's been over 5,700 mass shootings in the United States, and 5 of them could be considered transgender in the last 10 years.
But do you think that's a correlation with the drugs that are being pumped into people in general, like the transgender? I don't know what kind of drugs they put them on, but I'm just letting you know that there's articles that are coming out that are saying that
hold on.
The drugs.
So the drugs they're pumping into them are making them less than 1% of 1% of mass shootings in the United States. Because if that's the case, we should literally give those drugs to all, straight white men, because then maybe we would reduce violent crime. Apparently those drugs are helping people out quite a bit.
I'm just saying, I can't speak to what happened previous. I can just speak to what I'm seeing, trend upwards.
No, you're not seeing anything trend upwards. The only thing that you're seeing trend upwards is a bunch of freaking right-wing freaking YouTubers and freaking Donald Trump telling you that transgender people are doing stuff. You're not seeing any trend. You haven't looked at any data. If you looked at any data, you would know that what you're saying is completely false.
It's just interesting. It's interesting to see that in my mind. I'm like, okay, well, why? Why is it happening? And it's just an interesting fact that the last 6 or 7 school shootings, these people are identifying as they are with the in the same time.
That's not fucking true. Okay, sure. Can you please show me where one piece of data shows that what you just said is true?
In terms of what? Proving that
I have
those drugs.
told you the data and where you could find it to show that over the last 10 years, there have been five mass shootings, which is a shooting killing of four people. There are people that could even be close to considered being trans. Honestly, I only count about maybe 2 to 3 of them, but that the gun violence center says there's 5. So I'm telling you that stats of over 5,700 mass shootings over the last 10 years in the United States, which is a disgustingly sad stat to begin with. So, and since I'm telling you my stats and you're telling me that somehow the last 5 or 6 have happened to, from trans people, can you please show me one piece of data that shows that?
Factchecked.org. Let's see.
So you're deciding to look it up now.
I'm deciding to look it up right now because that's not.
Anyways, y'all, while he's trying to pull that up, y'all, if y'all would like to support the live, I do have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all about politics. Also, I do have super chats open, so we can get through those in between callers. So if you'd like to support, that's a great way to support. Also, I'm still trying to get 4 more members tonight. That'd be really cool. So if you guys like to support the live, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, you figured it out yet?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a fact check on the mass shooters being transgender.
And what does the fact check say?
Which actually does support what you're saying in terms of the previous shootings and how it's not close to what. It's very few compared to what, like you were saying, just regular people, you can call it.
Regular people? You mean straight white males?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. If that's what you have seen on the online, then yeah.
Those aren't regular people. They're just people. Trans people are just regular people too.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all just regular people.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. This is why we research before we believe stuff. Okay, we don't just go, "Oh, well, it's astonishing how this crazy stat that doesn't make any sense is true, and it's just weird. It must be because of drugs." It's like, no. What we should do is we should go and look to see if those stats are true first. Then we decide.
All I'm saying is it's an interesting uptick. That's all I'm saying.
It's not an interesting uptick because it's not an uptick.
I mean, the last 6 to 7 shootings that have happened.
You just pulled the fact check. How are you possibly messing this up when you just pulled the fact check?
Because that's pulling data from the past 10 years.
Okay, who was the last one that was trans?
It was a shooting at a Christian church school.
Oh, you're talking about Minnesota? Well, first of all, that wasn't the last one. So there's one. What's the next one?
Let's see. There was a 2023 national school.
No,
shooting.
you said the last 5, dude. There's been 5 this year. There's been 5 in the last freaking few months.
Yeah, there's actually one on the same day as Charlie Kirk shooting.
Yeah, there was. How transgender was that person?
I don't know. That was.
Oh, they weren't.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they were a straight white male.
I don't know. You can consider that you prove me wrong on that one, but I still feel like overall Trump is doing a good job, like a decent job. I wouldn't say he's doing a great job. I think that his rhetoric can be cleaned up significantly.
You haven't told me what he's doing a good job at yet, though. So that's the problem.
It hasn't even been a year.
It's been 4 years and 9 months. Did you not forget he was already president?
On his second term.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So his first term, that was a complete failure, was bad. And his second term, in which he's already doing stuff that is already negatively affecting us, which is why we have higher unemployment, higher inflation, why we have all of these bad stats, are directly related to his policies. You said I need to wait longer to see if his bad policies that are making things worse continue to make things worse. Is that what you're saying?
We'll have to see. I mean, you hear what they say, and I mean, we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with what he's saying with the tariffs, bringing in the money like the gold card. I know you said you did mention that wouldn't bring down the national debt.
Yeah,
but
you're saying that thing about the
it,
tariffs though, like we've never done tariffs.
but we have done tariffs, and it's been proven that it can be a good thing. If you do it, if there's too many tariffs, then it, there's good data on tariffs in general, like using it in general on certain materials coming into the country. But I do know that there's several companies that are coming into the United States that are going to bring jobs. It's not going to be overnight, but like a year or 2 years
Like who?
down the road. You said what?
Like who?
Apple's investing, car manufacturing investing.
What car manufacturing?
I have no idea off the top.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist. Apple's the only one that I forget that it said is investing and actually might invest in the United States, and even then, they have not made it in any way clear how exactly they're going to do it, and how it's going to create any type of jobs. You had Hyundai that was investing, that happened under the Biden administration. You had Honda that was investing, that was happening under the Biden administration. There has literally been no companies that have been like, yeah, I can't wait to come back to the United States and bring all these jobs back. It's not happening. And it's not going to happen, by the way, because tariffs don't do that.
Well, it incentivizes companies to bring their manufacturing to America.
Only if you did it correctly, which Donald Trump is not.
But why? I just don't understand why it's not done correctly.
Because you would have to raise the tariff to a level that surpassed the labor cost, which he hasn't done. You understand that when a company has to do like a move from like a country to another country, right? That means they have to completely down tool an entire factory, then rebuild. We're talking 3 to 5 years at minimum for them to get that done. During which time their production is completely stifled because the tariffs are still on there. So they're still having to, consumers are still having to pay the higher price their costs or for their goods. So during that time, they have to retool that entire factory. They have to put that factory in a place where there's actually people to work in that factory, which right now we have just as many job openings in the United States as we have, unemployed people. So there is no huge place. And really the biggest people that would work in those factories are immigrants, which Donald Trump is currently trying to get rid of and going after people that are working on getting their status to be able to work in those type of factories. So there is no place to do it. Then on top of that, the labor costs, the increase in labor costs would have to then increase the cost of the good. And if the tariff cost isn't greater than the cost of the labor increase, then it makes no sense to move it to begin with, because then you're just losing production over the time that it takes for you to increase that, to make that factory. Are you still tracking? Because there's still more.
I'm tracking what you're saying.
Okay, cool. Donald Trump didn't do any of that. He's putting these little like 15% tariff on, and that's not even going to be where close to compete with Southeast Asia, especially when most things. And even if that was the case, that would have to be specifically for certain industries in which we were already producing those products to begin with, and that we have the ability to continue to create those products. All right. That's why you don't do broad tariffs. That's why you don't tariff countries that don't have human beings on them and they just have penguins, because you're just tariffing everybody. Okay, that doesn't help anything unless you are trying to spur specific industry in the United States in which we can actually compete on a worldwide stage, which we can't. Okay, Donald Trump's tariffs are fucking stupid. They will do nothing but drive out fucking companies, increase unemployment, and make consumer prices go up. That's it. And they're already doing that. And here's the funny thing. We all said it was going to do it before y'all voted him in, and now exactly what we said was happening is exactly happening, and you're like, oh, we have to wait. Why? Literally everything we said that was going to happen is happening right now. This isn't something where we're like, oh, let's wait and see, like we just saw it, so like we have to analyze it. I was saying this was going to happen a year and a half ago.
In terms of what?
In terms of unemployment freaking going up, jobs leaving the United States, manufacturing jobs being down, the rise in consumer prices. These are all things I said was going to happen a year and a half ago. Hell, Kamala Harris got on stage and said it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you. I mean, it is interesting. It is interesting that, you know, I really can't argue with you on that one. It's just, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. There's 3 more years of his
We don't have to
term
wait and
here.
fucking see, dude. If a plane is nose down headed towards the ground without engines, I don't have to wait and see if it hits the ground. I don't have to look at it and go, well, I know it has no engines and it's nose straight down at the ground, and the pilot already ejected. I guess we'll just wait and see if it crashes. We just have to wait and see. You never know. No, we can use some fucking common sense here, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's what can I ask you, like, why you think what you like, obviously Ukraine-Russia war that started in Biden's presidency, but why did it start?
All right. Well, that was a hell of a pivot, and honestly, I'm just gonna move on to the next caller because I don't feel like pivoting with you. But
Okay.
anyways, hope you have a good day. Okay.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Feisty, thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. I really, really appreciate that. Big W's in the chat for Feisty for the 5 gifted. And make sure, again, an extra little W in there for Feisty. If you got one of those gifteds over there, you're getting lit up in the lands. I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to get, like, have a chance of getting a membership, y'all want to hang out in my landscape live over there. I'm telling you. Flower Child, thank you so much for the coral. And Denise, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, I guess we'll try to keep this thing going a little bit longer. It seems to be, I don't know, my YouTube one side of my YouTube kind of just died out over there. But that's okay. I think we can keep this going for a little bit as long as we get some good guests in. So let's see what happens. Oh, and CY Arcs, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, thank you so much for making many good points. Very impressive knowledge. Greetings from the EU. Keep up on this important work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All the way from the EU with the €5. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really should do a restart over there, but I'm not going to. So. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Sorry, you can't be 15 on the live. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Yeah, I'm 22. Yeah, I don't know what else. What other questions you might have?
Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
So, well, one of my things that I wanted to continue on, actually, since you were talking about the tariffs and all those things, I would argue that Trump did not approach it correctly. He didn't approach it the best way that he could have, but it was necessary. It's ultimately a necessary action to have occurred.
Why?
And my reasoning for that is because, well, I want to start off with one thing: is who is our number one, I guess, geopolitical or worldwide challenger to the U.S.'s, I guess, power?
China, of course.
Of course, it's China. Yeah, we know that. And the biggest mistake that the United States has done is take everything to China. And let me make it straight. I love the cheap prices. Like, don't get me wrong. I love buying my stuff off Temu and Amazon. You know, it's real cheap. But the issue is that they are ultimately challenging us. They don't like us.
Yeah,
well,
that's
they do
fine,
like
man.
us.
I agree with you. What does that have to do with anything with Donald Trump's tariffs?
So the issue is that with the tariffs, we're trying to bring back everything that we have given up to China.
Wrong.
China ultimately controls the entire industrial world.
Well, that's incorrect.
What'd you say? Sorry?
That's completely incorrect. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump's tariffs.
Well, one of the main reasons for the tariffs, from what I understand, and I guess you could correct me if I'm wrong, was to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. And
Wrong.
It's not working right now. I understand it's not working right now, and he didn't do it the right way. You were talking about it before, how though he could have done it differently, it might have been more effective. But
no, he never intended for it to bring manufacturing back. He said he did, but he lies all the time.
Well, if that was the words that I heard from him.
Well, what else?
And if
What
he
other
hasn't
words
said-
did you say from him? What did you hear from him?
Well, I'm sticking on the tariffs. I'm
talking about the tariffs.
specifically-
He said it was to bring manufacturing jobs. What else did he say the tariffs would do? What the reason
The
he was putting out
tariffs-
tariffs?
Oh, he said.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you just fine now.
Yeah, sorry. I guess my Wi-Fi was working and was failing.
You're
me a
fine.
little
What else
bit.
did he say about
But-
the tariffs?
So he was saying that the tariffs would supposedly economically make the U.S. much more powerful, right? It would do a lot more things for the economy. It would bring a lot of money in for taxes and things of that nature. And
No, you're missing one really important part. He said
what am I
that his
missing?
tariffs would create better trade deals for other countries, with other countries.
better trade deals for other. Well, so there's been a lot of. He's been attempting them. He's been attempting a lot.
I
of
didn't
trade
say he
deals, and we
wasn't,
have
sir.
had-
Hold on. Before you go off on your tangent, I didn't
Yeah.
say he didn't say he wasn't trying to attempt trade deals. Didn't say he wasn't. If I'm creating a better trade deal with another country in order to get their products, then how are their products going to be built in the United States?
Okay, so that is probably a little. I didn't really know about that, but this is my thing. If I was to look at it this way, him creating the tariff, he knew it wasn't going to automatically bring jobs over. So it was also going to work for trade deals, because a tariff, and like you were mentioning it too, you can't just shut down a factory and next week bring it over to the U.S. So the reality is, if you're trying to attempt to bring manufacturing back, the median, the center of that process will be in at least starting with deals.
Sir, if I create a deal, like let's use China for an example. Okay? My goal is to bring manufacturing from China back to the United States. Okay?
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm going to make a trade deal. And that deal says that we are going to reduce tariffs going both ways, which is what Donald Trump said he's trying to do. Is going to reduce tariffs going both ways so that we can get our products out to China and get our products from China into the United States. Why, if I'm a company in China, would I move to the United States when Donald Trump just made a trade deal that just made it easier for me to trade with the United States?
Yeah, and it's a little bit, it's less effective to move the manufacturing when he did the trade deals, but I think it's just a necessary process. It's a necessary.
Sir. I don't want to hear about the necessary process. Why would I move my company? Donald Trump said he was trying to make 90 deals in 90 days, which means he was trying to create better trade deals for us getting products from other countries easier and for them to get our products from our country easier, opening up trade lines between the other countries. If I'm that Chinese company, why would I move my company if Donald Trump just made it easier for me to not move my company?
Well, the thing is that it's oh man.
It's a simple question. You're trying to overthink the room here.
If I was a Chinese company, there's no reason to really bring it over.
Exactly, because it doesn't help create manufacturing. And that's what I said from the get-go, is that Donald Trump can't have both. He can't say that he's putting tariffs on in order to bring manufacturing back, and he's also trying to create better trade deals in order for us to open up trade lines with the other countries. And this is a problem. Okay, because if Donald Trump's actual and this is why I said your actual first initial statement was so wrong. Okay, when you said, "Hey, we're trying to stop things from being built in China that come to the United States," well, that'd be great. Yeah. Okay, if that's what his goal was, that's fine. But he's not doing that. Okay, because the correct way to do tariffs in that case was to tariff the fuck out of China and no one else. Okay, because there's not the ability for the United States to create all the products that we need as a consumer nation. We don't have that ability in this country. So you would need to tariff China and no one else. That way, those other products that are coming from less competing nations like Vietnam or Indonesia, we could get those products until we could be able to build up in the United States, right? And we'd have to put those tariffs on and leave them there. And you couldn't get rid of them. You'd have to leave those tariffs there indefinitely. 145% tariff on China. It stays there. All those companies you want to fucking produce, you come to the United States or move to a different country in which they can we can produce those products. But I am not going to accept products from China anymore because China is our competitor. He's not doing that. Okay, he
Yeah,
raised
and
the tariff on China and then reduced the tariff on China. Okay, reduced it down to almost nothing, and he keeps saying he's going to make a trade deal with China, a trade deal that just keeps saying it's going to come, it's going to come, it's going to come. And I believe he is trying to make a trade deal with China. So therefore, he is not trying to isolate us from Chinese manufacturing goods, because if he was, he wouldn't be trying to make a trade deal. Okay, this is why manufacturing jobs in this country over the last 6 months are declining. Okay, because Donald Trump's tariffs are not good for the United States. They don't bring manufacturing back to the United States. They don't create jobs in the United States. They don't do any of those things. So I like the idea that you're saying that, like, oh, we need to isolate ourselves from China. I don't have a problem with that. The problem is that the policies that you're supporting don't do that.
okay, I understand that. And I think that him going in the center of that process of doing a deal and also like threatening to tariff someone highly is ineffective. But I think what he did do right, at least, is that it planted a seed into other countries, and the idea that you need to bring the manufacturing back, and that we're also doing deals. Because at least through his process right now of doing the tariffs, we have had some effective of moving of companies manufacturing to the U.S., or at least talks of it, right? People always talk, but we'll see how it works. And at the end of the day,
again, like who?
Well, I know that Apple. I don't know. I think they were going to
Apple with their broad. We are going to invest this some sort of money into something, and we're not going to tell you what it is. Besides Apple saying they're going to invest something somewhere for some type of jobs sometime, which we have no quantifiable data on.
Yeah.
Who's actually said they're investing? Who's coming to the table?
I've heard Japanese manufacturers. I feel like in terms of vehicles, I've heard a little bit of that. A big one is
Japanese car manufacturers already produced in the United States.
Okay, but if I recall, I heard that there was a lot more money being moved into the U.S. in terms of being able to support that industry, because, well, one thing that the U.S. is lacking right now is tech jobs. I'm a guy in tech myself, and I understand that there's a huge shortage, and a big thing that some companies have been doing is they've been putting money into the U.S. to train individuals to do that. For example, have you heard of TSMC, the semiconductor?
Yes, I'm very aware. They had a massive investment and agreed to build 7 different semiconductor factories in the United States.
Yeah, and it's the reason
under the Biden administration.
Yeah, and
under the Biden administration.
It was under the Biden administration?
Yeah, because it was due to the Chips and Sciences Act, which was a policy under the Biden administration. That's what helped them agree, because what we did is realize that we needed to isolate ourselves from Taiwanese semiconductors. And so Joe Biden said, hey, we're going to tariff the shit out of semiconductors and subsidize people like TSMC and NVIDIA to come and build their chips here so we can isolate ourselves. That's what we would call an effective use of tariffs.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. What I was saying is, due to the result of the tariffs, if I recall correctly, TSMC vowed to put even more money, more investment into the U.S., quite a lot more money. So
again, how are they investing?
Well, it would be through more. What I would hope is through accelerating their plants and things like that. But I can't tell you, right?
They were already accelerated and they were already subsidized, and all these plants were already paid for due to Biden's policy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and
because that's what effective tariff policy looks like. Okay, there is a difference in between just tariffing people and just saying I'm going to tariff people, and having actual understanding of tariff policy. Okay, Donald Trump doesn't seem to have any idea of tariff policy besides something he heard about tariffs in the 80s. Yeah. That's not going to help us.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, if I don't have all the numbers for other things that the tariffs might have accomplished, and if I was to ask you, of course, you'd say that's really nothing, and I don't really have another defense of it. But yeah, and I just think that what he was doing was right spirited, and it's not working well. But I think what Trump is doing overall, would not make me not support him. So in terms of tariffs, it's not doing what we hoped it was doing. and it's causing a lot of pain. I'm like I said, I'm in a tech industry. I'm an engineer, and it can be difficult even for me to find a job. So I understand that. But the way that he was, I guess we could put it, the heart behind it, completely agree. And we'll have to see what he truly accomplishes in the next 4 years. What if he ends up turning it around or not? I don't know. Right?
Sir, I don't give a fuck about someone's heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I understand.
If you're not, no, sir. If a president walks up and goes, I think my heart is that we're going to move the entire United States to the moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Your heart might be in a great place. Okay. Yeah. Your idea is still fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can agree with you that his approach to tariffs has been a mistake.
His approach to everything has been a mistake.
Not to everything.
Yes, to everything. That is why he is literally underwater on every single sector.
No, so so here's one thing. I can agree with you with the tariffs, and I understand what you're saying, like, who gives a shit about hearts if you're not accomplishing. But the reason that Trump won is because people wanted something better to happen. Wanted his idea of change.
If I want to run faster by shooting myself in the foot, how does that help me run faster?
But I'm telling you that the reason that he is so supported and the reason I still believe in what he's doing is because I know that what he's attempting is what I, at the end of the day, support.
No, you don't.
So, yes, I
no, you don't. You support an isolation from China when it comes to manufacturing. Joe Biden did that. Kamala Harris supported it. You didn't vote for her. You wanted an increase in the tech industry in the United States. Guess what? Biden did it. Kamala Harris supported it. You didn't vote for her. Okay. You wanted effective immigration policy. Kamala Harris supported actual effective immigration policy. Donald Trump stopped it. You still didn't support her. You supported Donald Trump. Every single thing that you've actually wanted, like that you actually say that you support, are things that not that Donald Trump said he was going to do, are the things that the Biden administration and Kamala Harris actually fucking did. They actually did it, and you still don't support them because it has nothing to do with your support of these things.
Well, no, I think immigration is a big one. I think I'll talk to you about that specifically because I know you mentioned how that bill that was going to go through was supposedly going to be what's the 2024.
The 2024 one, not the 2023 one, or the 2022 one, or the 2021 one.
Well, none of those seem to have been effective because
they were all blocked by Republicans.
Okay, if that was the case, then
the final one was blocked by Donald Trump. The policy was written by Republicans. Donald Trump called the Senate and said, do not pass this bill, because if you pass this bill, the Biden administration will fix immigration, and then I can't run on immigration. Donald Trump straight up said that he was going to stop immigration policy from happening so that he could tell you that Biden was bad on it, so that he could say that he was going to be good on it.
Okay, but the Biden administration are the ones that broke it. So
how did they break it?
They're the ones at the end of the day broke it.
How did they break it?
How did they not break it?
No. How did they break it? You said they broke it. How did they break it?
So I remember you talked about before how they had big thing is illegal immigration, right? And
I don't want to go to this. How did they break it?
They broke it by allowing so many people to come into the U.S. under the guise of...
And what policy allowed them to do that?
I don't have a specific policy for that.
You're telling me that they broke it. I need to know what the Biden administration did to break it. Because the Biden administration, we have a thing called checks and balances in this country.
Yeah.
Okay. The executive executes the law. They don't create the law. Okay. So therefore, what you're saying is that the Biden administration broke the law or went around the law in order to do something to allow what you're saying to happen. So what did they do?
No, they didn't go around the law. They had a clear ability to pass what they believed in, and so they did. They passed what I believe was something that caused what I believe was an issue.
Exactly. So they didn't pass anything when it came to immigration because everything they tried to pass with immigration was blocked by Republicans, which I just said.
No, but they had the ability to enforce different border things. One of the things that I
hold on. What border things did they have the ability to enforce?
No, for example, that they allowed a lot of people to come in through the guise of asylum.
Okay.
So many people
Yeah.
came in.
So
through
what is
saying that
asylum
they were
law?
asylum seekers.
Gotcha. So what does asylum law say?
The asylum law says if you're if there's a danger to your life, right? So a country that's in war or in things of that nature. And
So gotcha. So the
that
Biden
was-
administration followed the law.
No, but a lot of people, they allowed in literally anybody that just
60% of people that sought,
yeah,
60% of people that sought asylum at the southern border were immediately deported.
And it was unacceptable that so many people came in.
Sir, you said they allowed anyone in that just said they were seeking asylum. 60% of people that came to the border and sought asylum were immediately turned around.
Okay, a lot. So that is a good number. That is a pretty big number. So I can't say everybody.
And guess what? The Biden administration tried to make that more by restricting asylum law, by making our asylum law more strict. But guess what happened?
It was blocked.
It was blocked by the Republicans because they wouldn't allow us to make the asylum law stricter. So Biden followed the law, tried to make the law more stringent. And instead of supporting Biden doing that, you support the guys that stop them from being able to do that.
Well, my question is, if Biden was following the law to a T, right, and that resulted in his amount of illegal immigration coming, then why was it that not in the later years of the Trump administration, there wasn't the same amount of asylum seekers entering the country and the same amount of illegal immigrants?
Yeah, so first of all, him following the law had nothing to do with the amount of people that showed up at the border. Okay?
But
sir?
Yeah.
What you're confusing is a lot of people showing up and our border patrol not having the ability to handle them with the Biden administration allowing something to happen. They didn't allow anything to happen. It fucking happened. We had a destabilization of the Northern Triangle, Venezuela, Northern South America. We had a lot of people coming and not enough border patrol agents to handle it. Period. It's the exact same policy. The same policy under the Biden administration is the exact same policy under the Trump administration, and the exact same policy under the Obama administration. We were working under Title VIII. It was the exact same policy enforced the exact same way the entire time. Except for the implementation of Title 42, which was just the COVID response.
Yeah.
It was the exact same policy because that policy was written in the fucking 70s, I think in the 60s. And it was enforced the same way the whole time. Okay?
And what? Yeah.
There was just more people showing up. Which is why we had never seen that many people show up, because we had never gone through something like what happened with COVID. And we needed better law, and we needed better border patrol, more border patrol agents, and we needed them to be able to have more technology in order to implement their policy. And the Biden administration understood that and tried to get more of it.
Okay. Well, why is it then, I will acknowledge Trump shouldn't have blocked it. They shouldn't have blocked anything. And that was just, and honestly, it was not a good way to go about, and that's politics, unfortunately. But Trump doing what was apparently proposed in the prior administration, why has he received so much condemnation for it? Why people called him a fascist, a racist, all these different things for doing what was proposed prior to him?
I'm sorry, what was proposed prior to him that was fascist?
No, I'm saying that if he's following what was objectively a proposal that was under the Biden administration,
hold on. You think people call him a fascist because he's enforcing immigration?
No, but people think he's racist.
He is racist.
I don't think he's racist.
You cannot think whatever you want. I don't care.
But he's not. I have not seen any evidence of him being racist.
Then you haven't looked.
He has said.
Then you haven't looked.
He is not racist. He says things about specific groups of people, but never been about race. I haven't heard him talk about black people and say specific things about black people.
Then you haven't listened.
Objectively. Man, I'll look for examples.
How about the fact that he got sued for not renting? How about him getting sued for not renting housing to black people? How about him removing black dealers and bartenders off of his casino floors? How about him saying that he doesn't want anybody black people counting his money? He only wants people that wear yarmulkes.
Yeah, if I will research that, I will research that, and if he did all those things,
then how about you research shit before you make ridiculous claims?
No, I did make that claim. I do agree. That I thought I did the research. I thought I understood that he was not a racist, and if you're right, then you're right, and I'll research that too. But from what I thought was my research, he was not.
Let me just go before I get off the phone with you, because this is a ridiculous conversation. If a whole bunch of people are saying he's a racist, then why would you not look it up before you think that he's not?
I did look it up, and I believe, and I
obviously not. If you haven't
not
looked up fucking anything that he's actually been sued for that's been racist, if you've never looked up any of the things that he's done that are racist, then how can you say you looked it up?
Well, I was bad at my research.
I assume you went to Google and went, how is Donald Trump not racist? Please explain that to me.
No, I tend to do better research than that.
Sir, you couldn't have thrown a rock on the internet and not found something racist about Donald Trump. You have to purposely be going around it in order to freaking not find something racist from Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, this is one thing that I'll say. So if he's racist, he's this worst person in the world. What I was about to say depends on what he said recently. If he hasn't said anything recently that is bad and racist or any of that nature, would you be willing to forgive him for that?
He's literally removing Black history out of the Smithsonian Institute right fucking now.
There's removing Black history. I have no idea about that. I don't know anything about that, and I can't comment.
Okay, well maybe you should look that up, because this isn't past stuff. This is current stuff.
So current stuff that he's doing is racist.
Yes.
And what is that? So what he's doing right now? He's removing Black history.
Bro, go do some research. Seriously, go research anything. Okay. Truly, literally right now, he is literally trying to fucking promote white history and try to get rid of Black history by removing any instance of slavery or anything that makes white children feel bad.
That's because the thing for me is that I'll look at, if you're willing to give me a shot to give me 10 seconds to look that up, I'll do it. But for me, that just sounds insane.
It is insane. That's why I can't believe that people like you support it.
Let me look. Can you give me 10 seconds? Or
you can have 3 hours, because I'm getting off the phone with you. You have all night and the rest of your life to do research. You should try it.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, I do want to say though, I respect everything you say. You're clearly very knowledgeable, and I appreciate your time. And yeah, it was hard for me to keep up sometimes. I'll give you that.
Research helps. That's why I'm telling you to go do it. Have a good one.
All right.
Ogden, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Lovely Guys, it's amazing how Trump supporters are so confidently loud and wrong. Very, 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 very confidently loud and wrong. The most. It's wild. Anyways, I'm going to get offline. I got off early. I got on early today to get off a little early, even though I'm even a little early for me right now. But I don't know what happened to this live over here. Anyways, I'm going to get off the live for the night. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, all right? Bye.